During recessions, consumer behavior tends to change in fairly predictable ways. The hardest hit businesses are, of course, the most unnecessary: travel and tourism, leisure and hospitality, and manufacturing. Other companies actually stand to benefit, like fast food. Stomachs don't respond to economic downturns, but smaller bank accounts do opt for cheaper alternatives. Which is why chains like Burger King and Wendy's often perform better than average during recessions from 2008 to 2010. For example, while other businesses closed or downsized, Subway added nearly 6,000 new locations, KFC added around 300 in roughly the same period. One company, however, stands out as the clear fast food winner of 2008: McDonald's. That year, it continued its 55-month-long streaks of same-store sales increases, with even better performance than before the recession. While opening 600 new locations, and with an impressive 29% return on equity. Some of this is for obvious reasons. During that time, consumers were simply eating cheaper food. But there's another reason why McDonald's is what some analysts call recession-proof, which we will see later on in the video. McDonald's Corporation is an American fast food company, founded in 1940 as a restaurant operated by Richard and Maurice McDonald in San Bernardino, California, United States. They rechristened their business as a hamburger stand and later turned the company into a franchise, with the Golden Arches logo being introduced in 1953 at a location in Phoenix, Arizona. In 1955, Ray Kroc, an unsuccessful traveling milkshake machine salesman, joined the company as a franchise agent and proceeded to purchase the chain from the McDonald brothers. Ray convinced the brothers to allow him to lead their franchising efforts, on the condition that he agrees to a strict contract, which requires all changes be subject to the McDonald brothers' approval. Ray took the company to such heights that the brothers could have never done it themselves. Ray renamed his company the McDonald's Corporation, demanded to be released from his contract, and buy the McDonald brothers out, the news of which sends Mac into diabetic shock. Ray visited him in the hospital and offered a blank check to settle their business. The brothers agreed to a $2.7 million lump sum payment, equivalent to $26 million in 2021, ownership of their original restaurant in San Bernardino, and a 1% annual royalty. But when the time comes to finalize the agreement, Ray refuses to include the royalty in the settlement, and instead offers it as a handshake deal. Afterward, Dick confronts Ray and asks why he had to take over their business, when he could have easily stolen their idea and recreated it. Ray argues that the true value of McDonald's is the name itself. McDonald brothers were never paid their royalties, which would have been in the area of $100 million a year. McDonald's had its previous headquarters in Oak Brook, Illinois, but moved its global headquarters to Chicago in June 2018. McDonald's is first and foremost a real estate company. Glancing at its 2019 balance sheet, one number in particular should grab your attention: $39 billion. That's the current value of all its property and equipment before it reports depreciation. That would technically make it the fifth largest real estate holder in the world. What makes the company so unique is that, unlike other similar fast food giants, McDonald's makes the profit of its franchise revenue from rent, not burgers. Let's be practical. A company cannot deal in billions just by selling hamburgers. To be more precise, in 2019, 7.5 or 64% of its $11.6 billion in franchise fees came in the form of rent. Here's how it works. Because McDonald's has decades of experience buying and selling properties, it knows the precise ingredients of a successful location. It shops around, usually for intersections between two high-traffic roads, and buys space in whichever corner has the most parking. The ideal space is around 50,000 square feet, 4,500 for building space. The intersection should also have traffic lights. It then buys the property with long-term fixed interest rates. Its huge existing property holdings provides with the most favorable deals. Then, when someone applies to operate their own McDonald's location, they sign with the company a franchise agreement, stipulating nearly every detail of how the business will operate, from how the burgers are cooked to the hours of operation. For example, they can only purchase from an approved supplier who may or may not be the best or cheapest option. The franchisee generally makes a total upfront investment of $1 to $2 million for a single location, including an initial down payment in cash, one-time franchise fee of $45,000, and a 4% royalty of every month's revenues. In other words, McDonald's instantly has a tenant, and one who will always pay above market rates. McDonald's trains its franchises in what it calls Hamburger University, the company's internal system of teaching business owners all the skills and knowledge they need. For McDonald's, the benefits of owning property are far greater than just an additional source of revenue. It's no exaggeration to call it an entirely different business model. McDonald's clearly understands that real estate is a far better business than hamburgers, and uses it to dominate the fast food market like no one else.